Alright, what's up everybody? Scotty the marketing dude back here at CC Power Sports Clarksville. And we're taking out the Honda Rebel 1100 today. Feel pretty lucky to be on this thing because, boy, these bikes have been popular this year. Boy, it's an automatic. Let's see if I can figure that out. Put her in drive. Just that simple. That's crazy. Alright, so this is my first time ever being on an automatic motorcycle. I've ridden a Riker before, but, you know, that's three-wheeled. So this is first for me in the two-wheeled genre. So I'm pretty excited just to see how it feels. I've wanted to ride one of these bikes ever since they came out. So here we go. Like I said, man, these things have been so popular, it's insane. I tried to ride the last one, and just couldn't get on it fast enough. I was going to shoot it the next day, and I came in, and lo and behold, it was already sold. So there went that opportunity. But we got on this one today. I literally pushed it out in front to do some walk around and stuff like that. I had about 6 dudes walking around this thing asking me questions, and I couldn't even get the video. I couldn't even get started because it's just so many people are interested in it. And I think a fella that's back there, he might be behind this thing as soon as I get done riding it. But I don't know. We'll see if he doesn't. Obviously check it out online, and if you're interested in it, hopefully it's still there for you. If not, we'll be getting more in. So it's just crazy how popular these bikes are. I knew whenever Honda announced it that it was going to be a pretty popular bike for everybody, because it's more, these Rebels, they're really cool looking. Let's go ahead and walk around it. So like I said, this is the 22 Honda Rebel 1100. This is in the DCT, so no gears on this bad boy. It's in this really, I think they call it a gray, but it's really kind of like a metallic black color almost in the sunlight. It looks so awesome. This ghosted black Honda wing on here looks really good. I love that headlight. That's like the same headlight that they put on all like the Neo Retro CB models, like the CB 1000, the CB 650, I think is what that one is, and the 300 obviously. So really, I just love that LED headlight that they put on there. It's just like, it's like retro, but not, right? It's Neo Retro is what they call it. So super cool. It's so weird to feel this bike shift for me. I gotta say, I think I would probably, an experienced motorcycle rider, I think I would probably go with the manual version. But for somebody like the fellow that was just looking at it, he's looking for something that's automatic. He's, kind of new to motorcycling, and he wants something that's easy to ride. This might be the move for him, if you don't want to ride something with 3 wheels. Honda does have a few options, but maybe you don't want the big gold wing. You want something to hop around on. This is it. And it's got this insane, huge, 1100 motor on it from the Africa Twin, which is an amazing bike. I have ridden one of those, so I'm familiar with the motor, just not in the automatic variant. But these motors rip. They're torquey little monsters. And I believe they've tuned this one to have a little more low-end grunt. To be a little more cruiser-like over the Africa Twin. But it's going to be a really reliable motor. And you can tell, when you look at it, it's based off of that Honda Unicam design that they came out with all the way back in 2002. On their first CRF 450. It looks real similar. It actually, if you look at the profile of the head, it really kind of looks a lot like the CRF 250 from circa 04 all the way to I think they switched over in 2011. And maybe they were still running that same motor. They switched to twin cam in I believe 2018. So, or maybe 2019 they switched to that twin cam motor. But before that, this motor profile looks really similar to that high performance, 4-stroke engine that they put on their motocross bikes, and those are great motors, reliable, and it's a Honda. It's going to be reliable, how that goes, but just really great bike. And so far, we're on the freeway at feels great. You know, we're going 75 mile an hour, no issue. Let's see how the acceleration is at 75. Yeah, really good. So, you know, you wouldn't expect a small bike like this, light and nimble, to be a good freeway bike, but it really is. And, you know, you're fighting the wind. I mean, you're out here in it. We don't have a windscreen or anything like that. I'm sure that they've got options for that, if you would so choose. I kind of like it, man. It's like you're out in the elements a little bit, you know. This feels pretty good, I got to be honest. And the motor feels amazing. It's so smooth. And once you're on the freeway, you know, you're not worried about grabbing gears anymore. It's all about, you know, the throttle response, which this thing has gobs of. I don't even know what mode we're in. We do have ride modes. And let's see if I can find that. So we're in standard mode right now. And I don't know, honestly, how to get it into sport mode. There's a mode button over here. But I'm not going to fiddle with that while I'm moving. I'm sure that you're supposed to do that while you're sitting still. So we'll just ride it in standard mode. You know, it's like just getting broke in. We don't need a ream on it anyway. But so far, I'm really impressed. It's pretty comfortable. The only thing I might change, being, 5'10", I might go with, and I think they do have like a long reach, like a more forward control for this bike. So you're in the mids right now, and not that I feel cramped. It honestly feels fine, but I would like to maybe have my feet out a little bit. Just if I were going to be on this for a lot longer. But if you're a shorter person, I think this bike would fit you awesome. And it really has a low seat height, so makes it more approachable for maybe this is your second bike. Maybe you started out on a Rebel 3 or Rebel 500, and you're looking to get something that you can ride with your buddies, that maybe have bikes that are bigger. This is like the only bike you need, right? I mean, it's going to go freeway speed, no problem. This thing's got gobs of horsepower. It's got probably more horsepower than any Harley on the market. I think this is kind of like real similar to like the Indian Scout market. Maybe specifically the Big Scout. I mean, I think we're probably talking pretty similar. As far as power delivery. This maybe I wish I would have known off the top of my head what it is, but I would say it's probably right in that range. Maybe a little smaller bike than the Scout, as far as like your seat to bar and your leg room. Maybe it's a little more cramped on here versus the Scout, but this thing is only, so this bike in the DCT, I keep wanting to downshift. This bike in this DCT variant is going to run you $99.99 MSRP, so right at 10 grand. So that's going to be a little cheaper than, say, the Scout, but you still get that more sporty. All right, she gets down a little more sporty performance, like a Scout would have. Just at a little lower price tag, and you get that Honda reliability, which is undeniable, right? And it's an automatic. It's so weird feeling it downshift for you into a corner. It works good, though. I mean, honestly, that's probably my shift point. That's where it would have been. So, and it corners like a dream. I mean, what would you expect? It's a lightweight bike. The only thing I think I do like with these mids is the lean angle. So, this bike's lean angle is crazy. I mean, you can almost sport ride this thing. That's one thing with the Scout, man. You can't really lay that bike over very far. It's a great bike. I love Indian Scouts. I mean, I would own one, to be honest. I really do like them that much. And anytime I get a chance to ride them, I do. Specifically, right now I like the Bobber 20, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking about the Rebel 1100. So, if you're in the market for a bike this size, don't miss out on this one, because, like I said, they don't last long on the showroom floor. The last one, I couldn't believe how fast that thing was gone. I mean, I thought maybe it was going to be more of a niche bike, and we'd have it the next day. I should have rode it that day. We got it, but I was like, oh, it'll be here tomorrow. No big deal. I had so much going on. Believe it or not, I didn't have time to ride a motorcycle while I was at work. So I always feel blessed to be able to do this for a living. But yeah, anyway, it's crazy how fast bikes are selling in general. But specifically, the demand for this thing is insane. That's what's crazy. You can just like chill at a stoplight without shifting into neutral. It just does it. Hey man, it's got some serious acceleration. I mean, there was a roll on 0 to 60, not really a full 0 to 60. But man, I mean, I don't even know how long that took. It couldn't have been a couple of seconds. Yeah, this bike gets up and goes even without automatic shifting, and we're in standard mode. So you do have the standard, and you have, I think, like a rain mode, and then or maybe it's eco. I don't know what Honda calls it, to be honest. But then you've got a sport mode. We're obviously not trying out the sport mode, but what it does have, and I actually was talking about this. I rode a Suzuki V-Strom yesterday for the Louisville store, and I noticed that on its digital readout, and this bike has the same thing, which is amazing. It has an outdoor temperature, which is awesome. It's cool that they're including that on bikes now, especially at this price point. A $10,000 bike, and you've got basically every piece of digital information that you would ever imagine having is right here, and that's pretty awesome. It's just really easy to read, even in this really bright sunlight. I'm able to tell everything is on there, and yeah, we're at 86 degrees. It feels wonderful out. Not really too humid today. It's kind of like just right in the Goldilocks zone. Although when you're sitting still, it's pretty hot wearing a pair of jeans. But I knew I was going to be riding today, so no shorts. Don't ride in shorts, people. It's not a good idea. It's a good way to get burnt or get, God forbid you go down and get some serious road rash. But anyway, I'm just, I'm loving this bike. The seat is actually, sometimes these solo seats aren't very comfortable, but I will say I feel like this one's pretty good. It's got these really cool piggyback shocks, and they feel fine to me at my weight. Maybe if you go 2 up on it, you might want to adjust those. They're fully adjustable, which is amazing. So maybe if you're going to be riding 2 up, you might want to stiffen that up a little bit back there. But just hitting these bumps, hitting the crack filler and all that, it's not too bad. It's not jarring my back. Sometimes you get on bikes I've ridden some Harleys that have rocked my spine over stuff that I thought wasn't even going to be a big deal. But ended up, I feel like I needed to go to the chiro after I got done. This bike feels great though. Wow. Didn't think I was gonna, I don't know. I didn't know what I was gonna think when I got on this one. I mean, I love Hondas. I raced Hondas for years in motocross world, and kind of have just always been like a ride red guy, but not really. Well, I guess I do have a Honda street bike. I have a 74 CB750 that I rode to college, and I rode that thing way more than I probably should have with those awful brakes and all that stuff. But I daily rode it for a long time. It was a great motorcycle. So that tells you how reliable a Honda is. A 40-some-odd-year-old bike, and all those years later, I'm riding it to college every day. So, you could imagine how long you could ride this bike. But as far as automatics go, I don't know. I wasn't that jazzed to ride it, but it's great. There's something to be said for grabbing gears and everything, but if you don't want to do that, dude, this is definitely the bike to get. I can't believe the lean angle is so good. That's one thing I miss. Like, I ride a daily at Triumph Bonneville, and the lean angle is so terrible on that bike. It's got a center stand. You catch that thing, I've caught it a few times in the big roundabout on the way back to my house, and man, whew, you do that too fast, it can high side you and spit you right off of that thing. It's kind of scary. So to ride something that is like a cruiser, that still kind of has like that sporty lean angle like this bike does, I mean, it's just amazing. It just feels so good. And that's like the biggest takeaway for me from this bike is, number one, the motor is so smooth, and it's balanced like every Honda I've ever ridden. The balance is always incredible. I mean, look at me, this is amazing. I'm stopping and don't even have my hands on the bars. And, that's obviously akin to the likened rather to the automatic transmission, I guess. So you can do that kind of thing if you're comfortable enough. It's great. Couldn't do that on a manual. But I don't know. It's comfortable. It's a Honda. It does everything good. It's just kind of they're just good. They're good bikes. They're reliable. And this motor is insane. In this little bitty motorcycle. I mean, this thing's not that much bigger, really, than like the Rebel 500, but it's so much more powerful, and it's so crazy. Like, you're on this little bike, and you can feel that big motor in between you. But, okay, so we're sitting here at stop at 86 degrees, and wow, that guy was playing on his phone while riding his bike, looking at his phone, like this, on his Harley with no helmet on. How much cooler can you get? Oh, whatever, man. To each their own. I don't recommend you do that. Don't ride like that guy. That's not smart. It's not cool either. But I don't know. Hey, if you're interested in this bike and you're feeling lucky, you think, hey, maybe it's still in stock. Or maybe they've got another by the time you're seeing this, whatever. Give them a call at CC Power Sports Clarksville. You can ask for Jose, or you can ask for anybody in the sales team, Matt, Jamie, JB, Dan, Jordan. Any of those guys will all help you out. Give them a call at 812-948-1621. And if you're still watching, thank you so much. And please subscribe below. Or like and follow us if you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram. I really appreciate it. The sales team really appreciates it. And thanks again. This has been Scotty the Marketing Dude, and I'll check you later.